What's up? What's going on? Probably not going to be here long. There was a big shortage. Well, a lot of people thought there was going to be a shortage of referees, but it looks like I think that got straightened out on tonight. It looks like they have just enough referees. From what I heard, the Interscholastic League had a referee meeting tonight. But it's crazy going into the season, and we're trying to scramble around, trying to find referees, make sure everything's on point, But thank you to the people that make this possible. Definitely shout out to Cola Bankers, Coastal Homes, Mark Wright. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Ronnie Roberts, Aeronaut Elite Recruits. Contact coaches from your own profile. We're going to have somebody from R&R Elite Recruits on soon. They're going to break down how you can get information on over 3,000 schools. And check out the game tomorrow over there on, this is the only picture I have available right now, Fans Only Sports Network. Go check that out. They have a lot of good information on their Fans Only Sports Network page. Go check out Fans Only Sports with a Z.com. So go check them out. It looks like tomorrow we good to roll, right? We got 13 officiating crews available. Each crew's going to have 5 guys. But if one of them guys call out, you're screwed. Got a bus situation, bus shortage. How you have a bus shortage? But it looks like they're scrambling to find buses. But it looks like we have enough officials now. Allegedly. Oh, let me get this picture off there. Oops, hold on. It looks like now we have enough officials. There's 13 crews available. But from what I'm gathering, some schools are required to put somebody up there doing the clock responsibility. And going into this season, with the referee shortages and there's only 13 crews available, I think they're bringing in 15 new officials this season. So there's going to be 15 new apprentices, in their first year, but 13 crews with 5 guys per crew. It's pretty tight because if one of them guys call out, but you know what that tells me? There might not be a lot of junior varsity games. Tolman won socket. That is going to be an interesting game. Another good game is definitely going to be Scituate and North Providence. I've been saying that Division 4 is starting to heat up with Scituate. I think they're going to be a team that's going to be in the mix. EWG is definitely going to be in the mix. I'm not sure about Pontigansett. I'm going to reserve my judgment and see how they roll out the box. But Pontigansett was definitely flying high last season. You lose a good lineman over there to Bishop Hendricken. It kind of hurts your team. I'm still looking at some of the rosters that are available. That's the other thing, man. Like, you need to get these max preps situations set up. Listen, I'm going to put the StreamYard link up in the comments, and if you copy and paste that, I'll bring you on the show. And if you got something you want to talk about, we could definitely, let me see, how do I do? Okay, here we go. Let's copy that. Hold on. I'm going to put this in the comments right now. So, you could come in and tell me about your program. Tell me about how you picked your captains this week. Or if you are a captain, or even if you're a player, you want to come on and tell me how your program's doing. There we go. Bang. It just popped up all over the place. Copy that link. It'll bring you right backstage. I see you. You could come up here and we could talk about it. But other than that, we getting ready for football. Injury fund is here. Scrimmages this weekend. Bishop Hendricken. scrimmaging on Friday and Saturday. Shout out to Coach Croft. Them boys are working. I'm sure he's going to be keeping track of the snaps. That's going to be, hey, shout out. It's 9:11 right now. I'm sure he's going to be keeping track of a lot of the snaps that are going on. But what teams are going to be in your division? What teams are really going to, or what games are you interested in watching? Let me put this up there right now. There we go. That's the link right there. Going into tomorrow's season, I think it's very, very exciting. The Situate North Providence game. EWG is gonna have they're gonna have a pretty good game going against Narragansett. They've been creating quite a rivalry over there. I'm hearing more kids are coming in signing up for football this week. So kids are still coming in. Pilgrim said this the best numbers he's had since he's been there. A lot of schools are saying we can't get kids if we wanted to. Some kids are just not coming out. Exactly. Shout out Coach Eddie Insco, man. Finally time to get on the field. We're going to be over there seeing what Eddie got going on. Eddie, Coach D, Coach Brito, Coach Valley, Coach Jai, Coach G. You know what I mean? Did I leave anybody out? Maybe the Spartans mascot, but shout out to them guys. Shout out to all the coaches, that are really putting their team together. They're really putting the work in. Eddie, bring the little man on. There's the link. You can copy and paste that. But we're getting into football. Coventry has a game that's, I guess you could say it's going to be televised over there on Fans Only Sports. So you check that out tomorrow. Cranston West and Coventry. What are your thoughts about that game? Yeah, Cranston West has a brand new field. You're absolutely right. They have a beautiful facility now, and it's all going to be on display tomorrow. And you could definitely check it out. I mean, get out to the game if you can, but definitely, if not, you could catch the game on Fans Only Sports Network. So that's the Coventry Cranston West game. It'll be streaming on Fans Only Sports Network. I just put the link in the description. So you got something you want to say? Come on. Got something you want to talk about? Come on. St. Ray's, they're looking St. Ray's is looking pretty damn good right now. St. Ray's and Shea. That's been a Pawtucket classic. Shout out to Coach Camp, Coach Mikey Murray, Coach Torres. Shout out to that whole coaching staff getting it done. Shout out to all these youth coaches, and shout out to all the kids playing, but a lot of schools are saying we don't have these kids coming out to play. That maybe COVID burnt them out, having a short off season, going into passing league. A lot of games getting shut down. But now St. Ray's, now Shea, they ready to march. That's going to be a 7 o'clock game, night game. That's definitely going to be lit. And I'll have to see if that is going to be streamed. I haven't really heard about a lot of games that's going to be streamed, And then NK, that game was posted. St. Ray's game, NK, was postponed from September 10th to September 11th at 12 p.m. And then the following week, St. Ray's is going to come out to Cowbell territory. The Westerly Bulldogs, Coach Dunbar, bringing in Najee Barrows. Westerly's still they're still building, getting stronger. We'll see them ready to go next week, and I really don't blame a lot of these teams for backing out, not playing this week, because you start the season a week late, right? The league, this is what gets me about the Interscholastic League. And I love them guys, every one of them. I just think the leadership's horrible. But that seems to be the going thing now. Horrible leadership. But shout out to all them guys up there. But the problem is you go into this season, right? A week late. You put these coaches under the gun already right off the jump. You're a week behind, right? And then you need these 10 days, right? These 10 days that everybody be talking about. Then you need these 10 days available, right? And here we go. The injury fund game. Kids don't have the 10 days. They don't have the 10 days ready. So what do coaches have to do? They have to start canceling games. They have to start thinking, it's going to be a long season. Is it worth me playing this team and risking injury? Is it worth it? Is it worth playing? So that's the whole thing here, is that not having that extra week really, really came down and hurt a lot of these coaches. And people are pointing the finger at the coaches and saying, well, is it that the kids ain't ready or you coaches ain't ready? And I think not having that extra week, I think schools have to find their own clock operator. Hurt. How do you start these programs a week late and you think they're ready for your injury fund game? You have no scrimmages, no joint practices, and it seems just crazy for a sport with so much contact to have no scrimmages, no joint practices, and for so much contact and collision. And then we're going to send these kids out here. And how many of them are going to get hurt? Just not enough time to prepare. This is why we have these schools backing out. And you don't have to, not that you don't agree with me, you just people won't publicly say what I'll say. Bad leadership. And then what happens next season when schools have to start picking their own schedule? They're going to group up. I'll play you, you play me. And then there's always going to be people that are left out. I mean, there's so many things here. I mean, and shout out to the administrators, because there's some great administrators that are probably really trying to make the best decisions. Nobody wants to risk exposure. And I understand last season you didn't want to risk exposure for scrimmages, but that was last season. So you ask them why there was no scrimmages this year. And they said, well, last season we didn't want to risk exposure. All right, forget about last season. That's over with. How do we go forward? How do these coaches get these kids more prepared? How do you do that? But there's going to be some good games coming up. I just wanted to get on here for a few minutes. We'll talk more about the St. Ray's schedule, like I was saying earlier. So we got North Kingstown the first week, then Westerly, then Coventry on the 21st, fought. Good luck, Coventry, man, with that game. It's going to be coming off a tough game at Westerly. St. Ray's is going to come into Westerly, tough game. The cowbells, the dog pound, you know, and Westerly is definitely a place that's tough to get a win. I don't care who you are. I don't care what team you are. Like, I'm not even saying that Westerly Bulldogs are all that, but Westerly is a team, is a program, it's a culture that's hard to go into their house and get a win. St. Ray's, they have the firepower, but there's always that one game. Coach Dunbar brings in Najee Barrows. You got Ronnie Sposato over there. You got Danny Miranda as the quarterback coach. You have some decent coaches over there. You got Jordan, so that's definitely going to be a tough game. And then St. Ray's will be at Coventry. Nick Kopp, Alex Santilli's over there. The kid Carson, nice. That was a nice connection during the Super Bowl. A nice hitch route twice. And then that play, I think Coach Goodhop might have said that play was put in like just that week. So that game, watch Coventry and Cranston West tomorrow over on Fans Only Sports Network. That's going to be a very good game. You're going to get a very good quality, great announcers. Fans Only Sports Network is doing a great job. And you can also catch the podcast now. Go over there, fansonlysportsnetwork.com. We actually have the top slot now. But shout out to all the podcasts. Shout out to Jared Tillenhass over there. I think I watched the Unapologetic podcast with Chet and Duffy. They were talking Cam Newton, and I was surprised on their takes. So shout out to everybody everybody involved over there at Fans Only Sports. Really bringing it to a different level. But we're looking at the matchup with St. Ray's and Coventry. That's going to be a tough matchup for sure. But what games you like? North Providence, Situate, D4 going to be smoking. Keep an eye on Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant going to be playing Central. Coach Washington said, Mount Pleasant, that's my little brother. They are little brothers over there. Shout out Coach Washington, doing great things over at Central High School. Another one that we actually are going to talk soon to, hopefully, Coach Nod and Coach Hurlin Perry, they have a fundraiser coming up behind the pads. They're going to be going out to San Diego for the NFL Flag League Championship. Coach Hurlin Perry, salute to you. You should be given your opportunity. Coach Nod, salute to you. Salute to the original behind the pads. And let's back behind the pads. They're going to need some help getting to San Diego. So I'm hoping everybody reach out to Coach Nadine Robinson behind the pads. Hashtag BTP. They got some great videos. Coach Nod does a lot of editing. So definitely shout out to Behind the Pads, what Coach Nod has going on. They're going to be doing a fundraiser coming up. They're going to be going to the NFL Flag League Championship game, second year in a row. They already qualified a few weeks ago. I think they beat Atlanta, which qualified them to go to the championship game. And then there was a game that they could play in Boston. They really didn't need to play, but they figured, let's get the extra reps in. So they ended up going out to Boston. They won that game. So their spot was definitely secured. And definitely check out the new YouTube channel, Coach's Circle, high school head coach, football interviews. We're definitely doing a few things, but shout out to the people that help us make this possible. R&R Elite recruits over 3,000 schools on the app. So definitely go to rnreliterecruits.com. We all know our guy Emerson Kilgore, 401 Strength and Fitness. He'll be on the show every week talking officiating responsibilities. We need officials, man. If you ain't doing nothing with your life, well, I don't even mean that. Or you want to stay connected to the game, reach out to me and we'll put you, in touch with the right people so you could be an NFL official. But let's check out some of our 25 Rhode Island players at UMass Dartmouth. How was that, man? Not too shabby, man. I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit, man, but here we go. We got some games. Central and Mount Pleasant. Gonna be a grind. 6:15 p.m. Hoo-hoo. That's always a great matchup, man. That's a matchup that gets spicy. Coach Addison, Coach Washington, that nice ass Conley field. A lot of games played over there at Mount Pleasant. A lot of pickup games, a lot of backyard games played over there at Mount Pleasant, man. Conley Field, man. The stuff that happened on that field back in the day, the Mount Pleasant, the Central rivalries. Great, great games. That's going to be a great game. Let's see. Mount Pleasant's going to start the year off playing Classical High School, and then they play Coventry. I think Mount Pleasant will win that game. West Warwick and Mount Pleasant, going to be a dogfight, but you know what? I got to be biased. I got to go with my guy, Coach Penn. I think Coach Penn them coaches are going to fall right under him. They're going to march in line, and I think Coach Pennington is going to use his experience by building a squad And I think West Warwick is going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. Yes, West Warwick is definitely a rebuilding process. They definitely have a lot of work to do. And they definitely and and also West Warwick, actually I got to say West Warwick has a new statistician. That's right. Shout out. See, West Warwick not only bringing in coaches, they didn't only bring in back to back championship coordinators. They're bringing in a statistician. That's right. West Warwick is going to have someone that's going to update their Max Preps page. Thank God. Um, but West Warwick's bringing in a statistician this year that's going to take care of their stats. So shout out to Coach Pennington for putting that together. And like I said, you see what Coach Pennington did at North Smithfield. He builds good staffs. He got staffs. He knows how to build a winning staff, and that's just what he's doing at West Warwick. And adding a statistician and Uncle Felix is going to be the new statistician over there, Coach Penn. Shout out Coach Pennington, though. And definitely Coach Pennington has a men's ministry breakfast coming up. I think it's on September 10th. I'm going to see if Coach Pennington will come in soon and talk about that. But yeah, Coach Pennington's doing a good job over there. But what else? We were talking about Mount Pleasant's schedule. All right, where we got up to the West Warwick game, and then they have Barrington, and Barrington is not going to be the team that they were last season. Barrington, the kids I would watch on Barrington is probably Anderson and Ivettes. Anderson might move over to quarterback, but he plays cornerback very well. Ivettes, he's someone that could sell the motion, just the way he moves in the backfield. So Mount Pleasant ends up playing them on October 1st, and then they have Moses Brown. Now, I say it, a lot of people say Hope High School and Moses Brown should co-op. Hope High School and Moses Brown should definitely co-op. They're both on the east side of Providence. You could make it work. That would be a good program if they decided to co-op, because Hope High School has been atrocious, respectfully. Hope High School has definitely had issues. They had issues. They had chances to bring in people that would have been great coaches. But they do like other schools like Juanita Sanchez, and they just make poor decisions. And they wonder why they are where they are. So Moses Brown is going to be playing that Mount Pleasant game is October 8th. And then Lincoln. Not really following Lincoln the last season, so don't really know a whole lot about Lincoln. And then St. Ray's. Mount Pleasant, St. Ray's. Now, this is going to be almost to the end of the season. Shout out my guy Felix, man. What's up, Uncle Felix in the house? Gotta tag him. See, it's tough to do all this and produce, like in the background, changing a lot of this stuff. You got to move things around and so. But shout out to Uncle Felix. Uncle Felix definitely drinking that Hawks juice. You know what I mean? He's that boy's a Hawks fan through and through. So you get towards the end of the season for Mount Pleasant, you got the Rogers game. Rogers at one point was a very dominant team in football. They had the Navy base up that way, or whatever base it was. Rogers used to get a lot of great kids. So, but gonna be some good games coming up tomorrow. Some good games. That's for sure. Deuce Addison, man. It's going to be exciting to watch Deuce Addison. Anyone seen Deuce Addison play football? Yeah, shout out to Eddie, my guy. Finally, time to get on the field. Eddie is the defensive coordinator at Scituate Spartans. So Deuce Addison, definitely keep an eye out for Deuce Addison. There's a there's a young guy over there at Central. People be saying keep your eye on him. Class of 2025, Rodriguez. Let's see, coach. Burrville. Let's talk Burrville football for a minute. Let's talk. Give me 1 second to do something. But let's talk Burrville football. Where are we? Hang on. Here we go. If we talk Burrville football, right? They're in Division One, right? 6 years ago, they were what, in Division Four? If my math's correct, 6 years ago, Burrville's in Division Four, right? They're a victim of their own success, basically, right? Because I think Rhode Island, you shouldn't have realignments. Why do you got realignments in Rhode Island? It makes no sense to have realignments in Rhode Island. Rhode Island's so small of a damn state. Why are you going to have realignments? So you just got to reset all the divisions, reset the leadership. But no, you reset the divisions in Rhode Island and you lock them up. Because you really don't need to keep realigning these teams. Sorry about that. Where was I now? See, people get me all off my game. Oh, Burrville. Yes, I'm sorry. I was talking about Burrville High School. Burrville has 13 kids sophomore up. So you have 13 kids sophomore up. You're in Division One, 13 kids, and you have 20 freshmen. How's that a Division One program? The math is just horrible. It's 90%. What is the math? I think it's 90% win loss, 10% school enrollment, where it used to be 50%, 50%. But the math is all up. Burrville's in Division One, tough schedule. E.g., another team, Division One, small school, probably shouldn't be there. When Socket's gonna fight their heart out. Young team. Took a year off. And if you listen to Providence Journal, he only talked about it 3 times. When Socket takes a year off, young team, Division One. So you got E.g., Woonsocket, and Burrville. Them 3 teams, respectfully, might not belong in Division One. You want to give Woonsocket that's cool. Just like you put Pilgrim in D2 last season, and Pilgrim didn't belong in Division Two. They did Division Three school. Some programs you just shouldn't be moving the teams around. Some teams are D1 schools, and that's that. It is what it is. But yeah, so we're gonna be over there at the Scituate North Providence game tomorrow. What was that sound? I just heard the ding, the ding. I just heard a little beep going on. So let's look at Pilgrim's schedule. Because Coach Blake gonna do a great job. His first game is the 10th against Tolman. And then Middletown now the Division Three. And then they have Polgate, North Smithfield High School. Then they got the Mount St. Charles Co-op. Smithfield is the first, the North Shoremen, and then the Co-op is the first. Narragansett is the 8th, and then Pilgrim play Charahoe, Johnston, and they finish with Central Falls, Blackstone Valley Co-op, and then, of course, the Thanksgiving Day game. But Coach Blake, he'll do a good job over there. But is this all the league's fault? That's what I talked about earlier. And when I say is it the league's fault because you started a week late, you took the scrimmages away. They couldn't really practice with other teams, and now you're questioning why they can't go on. But good news about the officials. We got 13 crews. 5 men per crew. They're going to be short, but from what I'm understanding, they're going to be okay. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. A lot of teams getting ready. Again, thank you to Ronnie and R&R Elite Recruits. Check the game out tomorrow. Fans Only Sports Network. Check out Can We Keep It Real podcast. Going to be the Johnston High School, Scituate, North Providence game. Good luck to all the programs tomorrow. Good luck to our guy over there, Quitty Pay. Shout out to my guy, MG Bish, man. Stay out of Facebook jail. Definitely check out 401 Strength and Fitness. And if it's don't start with 401, you're not dialed in. And thank you. Big thank you to my guy, Mark Wright, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. And it's lit, man. I'm very interested in that Tolman Woonsocket game tomorrow. I wanted to upload this other video for you, but and look at what UMass Dartmouth has put together. There it goes, man. Shout out what UMass Dartmouth's doing, and you can go over to fansonlysports.com and check out the Can We Keep It Real podcast over there. You go right here. It shows you Fans Only Sports, and then you can scroll up. And it should be the first one. There it is. Can We Keep It Real podcast? It's right there. And then you can watch all of the episodes now. So we are now on Fans Only Sports Network. Look at that. You know what I mean? So you can go to Fans Only Sports Network, check it out, and you can see all. Hang on. Let me bring this. Just hang on. That's what you see. And then you can scroll it. You can check the other ones out. But yeah, and not only that, they have all types of podcasts. You want wrestling. They have all types of podcasts over there. So at Fans Only Sports Network. We might have a guest coming up in a minute, so I'm gonna play a quick video, run to the bathroom, and hopefully that's plenty of time. But we're gonna check out again some of the Rhode Island kids and see if our guest is gonna come on. We back, man. Let's wait for my guy to get in his office. What's up, Coach?
Hey, what's happening?
All right, always happy to see Coach Penn. How's everything?
Not bad. Can't complain. Trying to roll with the punches here as the season begins. So many changes and different things you got to worry about. But we're making it happen.
Yeah, definitely. I see you guys working hard up there. You got a nice practice facility, huh?
Well, I mean, yeah, we have a really nice practice field on the back of the middle school, West Warwick, and so we don't really practice on the game field much, other than prep. So it keeps the game field nice and we have an opportunity to practice, have good practice down there at the bottom field.
Your game has now been moved, huh?
Yes, sir. We are playing Saturday afternoon at 1.
And I just heard actually now that they seem to have 13 crews, 5-man crews, but it looks like they're short people to do the clock. From what I don't know if they're cutting back on costs and they want the schools to handle clock management, but from what I
Yeah.
understand, they have 13 crews available.
Yeah, I don't understand it with games that are being canceled. Why games are being moved. I mean, they're the ones that schedule all the games. So, you would think you had enough refs. And if you didn't, you would know that way ahead of time and not 2 days before you're playing.
And not only that, I heard bus situations, but yeah, I mean, and I've been kind of critical about that because, like, as a business owner, you think you're starting your season, you have all your ducks in order, especially, what you
Yeah.
experienced during COVID. But the boys ready?
Yeah, I mean, it's a short. It was a short, preseason, if you want to call it that, or a short camp. Just 2 weeks. We're used to having, 3 weeks to prepare. So you're a week short. Literally, like you're worrying about every kid actually making practice because actually every kid had to be at practice in order to be able to play in the injury fund because it's just the right amount of days that they would need in order to participate.
And
So
that's what a lot of programs are dealing with.
yeah,
How you doing, Coach Fortin?
What's going on? What's going on, Coach?
hey, what's happening?
What's going
Not
on,
much.
man?
Glad you guys can join us. And it's crazy because like you said, starting a week late, it puts you behind anyway. Um, and no scrimmages, no practices with other teams. Really really hurt.
Oh, that hurts big time. We're using our injury fund game as a scrimmage. I already told Coach Blessing, I'm not. I got 3 starters that I'm not able to play because there's not enough time. We're gonna put my starters in for 1 quarter, maybe a quarter and a half. Then I'm putting the guys in who are in for competition, back some second stringers, and then the second half of the game it's gonna be my freshmen. They'll get some playing time. I'm fortunate to have the 1 week bye, but there's just not enough time. I don't know if my guys. I got a lot of new guys, so I don't know if they're ready. They look good in practice, but again, it's not. We're not able to go up against any real competition. This is going to be the first time we're hitting it with anybody. So I have to limit them. I have to make sure my coaching staff is paying attention, writing down how many snaps they take, how they're doing. Do they need to get out? Do they need to stay in? Need more work? Has enough? Get the backups in. It's a process, that's for sure. But we just have to manage it. And
Actually,
my
no, but
goal
I
is to
got.
get all my guys in and get them all out as safe and healthy as possible.
Coach Pennington, are you going into it the similar way?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a test to see, who can do what. Who's ready to play. What do we have? Wanting to get out and compete. So it's just a step forward for us.
I mean, you
We'll
want this
evaluate it.
win. I mean, I guess kind of like Situate needs a W, and I think you guys need to start off strong with a W as well to make that statement.
Yeah, I think it would help the program and give some confidence to these kids. last couple of years they've been kind of beat up a little bit. So it would be a good confidence booster. But we've had good practices. I think their confidence is high. I think they kind of see things differently now, and they've come into kind of a new feeling, if you want to say that, in reference to being out there on the field, and the excitement is high. So we'll see what happens.
Plus, you got your lucky charm, Coach Mike over there, back-to-back championships.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Coach Mike is over here with us, and maybe he'll bring some of that luck with us, and help us be successful, in the season. But we'll see. I mean, we have a super tough schedule.
Yes, you do.
There's no lightweight on the schedule. As a matter of fact, everybody's probably looking at us as a lightweight on the schedule. So, we're just gonna go out and battle, see what happens.
There's your schedule right there. You got Tollgate, which would be Saturday, and then Cranston West. Tough game, and you're going to be playing at that beautiful new stadium over there at Cranston West. I heard it's a very nice
Yeah,
facility. And I said, I thought they had a new facility. Now they got a better facility. And then Tolman's, really been starting to play good ball. And then Coach
yeah,
Addison over at Mount Pleasant. So your first
yeah.
couple of games are tough.
Absolutely, absolutely, no joke. That Mount Pleasant game has been changed to a home game, so that helps. When you're playing at home. Tolman. I mean, they probably have a couple FBS guys on that team. Uh, St. Ray's, as well. I mean, has probably a couple FBS guys on their team.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Classical has like the best player in last year in high school football on their team. So I mean, it's just going to be a battle every single week. But that's why we coach. That's why we play the game. To be in those types of games, to be able to compete against those types of teams. And hopefully we'll be successful, or at least we'll be able to compete.
Coach Fulton, Division 4 seems to be getting spicy, huh?
It should be competitive.
No, I think it really is. I see you guys and what Coach D is putting in, and Ponegant's still flying high off last season. They had a good season, but they lost players. So, and there's some other teams that are starting to be a little sleepers. But I think Division 4 could be competitive.
I think it's gonna be. We lost a lot of seniors. We graduated 12 seniors. So for Division 4, which being a small school, that's a huge hole to try to climb out of. I got some good returning players, but when you lose 12 seniors that started, that's a tough hole to dig out. Like I said, but we got some new players, first year seniors that are coming out and they're really competing. That's what I like to see. We got a big freshman class. This is probably the largest freshman class I've seen here so far. We have 10 freshmen that signed up. I think we're up to 8 sophomores. So we're climbing. We got a couple new kids that joined today. So hopefully some more excitement throughout the school and get some more players to come out there and help us compete. But our test is tomorrow. We're going to go out there. We're going to give it our all. We're going to compete. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to show, put some good work on film, so then the coaching staff can evaluate over the weekend. And if I made a deal with them, if they're competitive and they give me the all, I'll give them Monday off because we get the 1 week bye. So they gave me a great practice this week, and hopefully tomorrow we can come out healthy. And I know the kids are looking forward to competing. They're very excited about playing against somebody else. Our 7-on-7 was great. That was really, some great competition. We played against West Warwick, Coventry, and Narragansett. It was very competitive, but it's not, tackle football. So we went from 7-on-7, getting into the pads. Now it's about, competing against another team. So I'm sure, Coach feels the same way. It's a little different, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for the challenge, and I'm just looking for my guys to compete.
He's good at this, huh, Coach Penn? Me and Cliff go way back, man. We go back to playing like with spoons in the tot lot together.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, hey,
You
Coach Fulton
know,
does a good job with EWG over there. They were when I was in North Smithfield, they were always a competitive football game for us. And so they definitely do a good job over there. So,
And
I
you was
just
part of the EWG family, wasn't you?
yes, sir.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. Now feels like a long time ago. Yeah, so maybe I don't know, 18 years ago now. It's a long time. But
Wow.
yeah, 2 years I was the head coach over there. So it, AWG has a long history of being competitive and a good heritage of winning. They had those years where they went to the championship back to back and all that stuff. So it was a tough group of kids over there, and Coach Fortin and his crew does a good job preparing them to play.
Yeah, what was that with Coach Alves, I think, right? They went to the
Yeah,
back-to-back championships. Now, you was there before Coach Messier?
right. I was there before Coach Messier, and so I ended up going to North Smithfield. I ended up getting that job, and then competing against Alves and the crew when they went back to back. Yeah, we actually we played them twice that season, and we lost twice to them by less than 7 points in both games.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
See, now, we just got a history lesson. This the stuff we don't hear about any anymore. Them great, teams. EWG had a good squad at one time. But shout out to you, man. That's awesome. Coach Messier, respectively, is like I told Cliff, like they haven't felt really that type of energy since probably Coach Messier was there.
yeah.
So you got a men's ministry coming up, huh?
Yes, sir. On September 11th, free men's breakfast. I encourage any guy who wants to come out. Free breakfast, and we got uh, Frank Reedy, pastor of that church, gonna speak. To be powerful. So come, Mikey.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna do that, Coach. I was talking to
Awesome.
Coach Felix about it. And you're a new statistician. You got a statistician on your staff
Nice,
now.
nice.
Hey
I
guys,
looked at.
my battery's dying. It's gonna stop making that cracking noise. I don't want to
Yeah.
make
All
it
right,
sound bad.
Coach.
But coach, good luck. And I'll be rooting for you. I'll be watching to make
Good
sure you
luck,
do
coach.
good. So
Yes, sir.
good luck. And
Good luck
Mikey,
as well, yo.
huh?
I said as well. Be
Thank
checking
you,
you
thank
guys
you.
out.
And coach, Mikey, thanks for everything that you're doing. And I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, Coach. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
It's past my bedtime, so I'm gonna go.
Here it is. Bye
Yeah.
bye. I like what Coach Fulton, his energy goes year round. He's always, he was right in the league, like trying to quit when the COVID came around. He was like, look, we could do it this way. We could wear this mask. We could do that. We could do that. He really,
Yeah.
he stayed working. So he's dedicated. He's going to be, I think, around a long time,
Amen. Yeah, I think
you
they do a
know?
good job over there. Preparing the kids. I mean, we had those two great seasons. Exeter West Greenwich was always a battle for us.
You're so used to that West Warwick now, you
Yeah.
wear orange now,
Now I'm orange and black now. Yeah, that's it.
you know, I talked to someone today, you probably know what else they said. Go Wizards and go Hawks.
Ah,
And
yeah,
I said,
Felix.
okay, orange and green. All
Yeah,
right, Felix gonna be your statistician, and I think it's important for teams to update kids on max preps because this is how kids are getting the national rankings. The Max Preps does a great job. It's all done in math. A lot of recruiters outside of Rhode Island look at Max Preps. So I can't stress enough how important it is, I think, for coaches and teams to
I
have
agree.
up to date Max Preps pages. And I know, like you said before, we all don't have people to do that. So for your team, any team out there, if anybody wants to volunteer to do it, I'm sure the coaches would definitely appreciate it because Coach Pennington did.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate my good friend Felix for volunteering to do that for us because that's huge. You know what I mean? It's something that we do, and like I said, I added him onto our huddle account so he can check out the games and get all that data and add it onto the Max Press for us. That's a huge, huge, huge help, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, Felix stepped right up. He said, "I'll do it, coach." And yeah, I had him on last night and we did predictions and he knows Rhode Island football pretty well.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been
He
around
was
for a long
naming,
time.
yo, my God, he was naming people like from a couple seasons ago that, probably on their junior year of college. And yeah, so we're going to probably do predictions each week. And, well, you just got to, Philly's got to keep the politics. He just sometimes he just wants to bring that politics in, but that's my guy, man. You know, great
Yeah.
guy,
No, he is.
He-
He is a good friend, and me and Felix have been friends for a long time, and he is a good guy and he's great family. And I know he's always rooting for us. He was on my staff for a while, and we coached together for a long time. So, you know,
Well, I asked him if there's any future in him coaching again, and he said maybe when Sincere graduates high school. So,
you see him in West Warwick, Mikey.
yes, I bet that would be the first staff he would definitely, that would be the first staff he would join. But Coach, Saturday, your game, I'm sure you're preparing hard. Did you pick captains already?
We did. We got 4 captains, 2 seniors and 2 juniors, as captains. I just the last couple of days we've seemed to come together a lot more, which is a big deal. A big deal. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see them play. I'm excited to see them get out there and get after it. They've had to go up against it the last couple of years. So I'm excited to hopefully we can get some success.
Well, I love what you're doing, Coach Penn. Um, I'm sure we'll talk Saturday after the game, man. But good luck, go Wizards.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? Good, yo. I'm gonna be rooting for you. Your game's not streamed. Is this game streamed that you know of or
Um,
anything?
Not that I know of. I know West Warwick has like their own TV thing where they stream some of the games, so they might be streaming it. But I don't have the information on that.
All right, yeah, it'll be NFHS. I'll just have to check that out. We gotta put you in touch with our guy Ronnie over there at
Yeah,
Fans Only Sports.
I spoke with him, and I was like, yeah, I'd love for you guys to, kind of come and do West Warwick games. And he said, yeah, but then we haven't really touched base since then. So
Yeah, I know he's been so busy putting things together, but yeah, he'll definitely get at you. We're all just trying to work to bring this culture forward
that's it.
in positivity, and but we just need better leadership.
Yeah, that's it. So hey,
I
I know for
mean,
sure. I know for sure they'll be doing the game next week. Because we're playing Crescent West, so I know he does all those
yes.
games.
Well, they just worked out a deal. They're going to be doing Central's games, and they'll do as many as they can, however he figures out how he does the games. But I'll have him get in touch with you for sure because
Yeah, I would love for him to do West Warwick games.
and for and I already seen the numbers, and a lot of schools are worried about, well, if they're watching, they're not coming. But I think the people that are watching, I think the people that are gonna go, they're gonna go regardless. They're not gonna
Right,
stay home unless they have to.
right.
I noticed that a couple of years doing the Wesley games. Like people, the good thing for the streaming is the grandparents, the relatives, the elderly community. West Warwick has a strong West Warwick Wizard history. Like, and them old timers, they want to
Yeah,
get involved, but they're stuck in their home. So streaming is good for them. It's not going to affect your ticket sales. I promise you
right.
that.
No, I don't think it will, and I actually think it'll help. I think it'll help promote the game as well, and it'll help your players because now you got college scouts can watch more games and observe more players, than before. So it can only help us.
Well, our guy Willie Edwards says, that he has to now watch a lot of games through NFHS and streaming because his schedule is so much more
Right,
busier. So it's tough to get around. Coach McCormick, I think he's hooked up with Star Trek because they just beam him from game to game because he's everywhere. He
yeah.
came on the other day.
He actually came down to our practice. We have a couple kids I think he would be very interested in, and there's one kid that he's actually very interested in. So he actually came down to our practice and talked to the guys, and that was huge because I'm like, all right, so tell me this, how often have you guys had college coaches come down to your practice? They're like, never, coach. I'm like, yeah, welcome to West Pennington's world.
Exactly. That they did, poor kids haven't experienced much in the last couple of
Yeah,
years, but that's another story. But back to Coach McCormick, 25 Rhode Island kids on his roster right now, the most in any NCAA school, and he don't take anybody.
right.
He's building creatures.
Hmm.
He has some FBS, some Division 1 transfers. He's got Zednik, which is going to be a very good player. Shine Fernandez is going to be a very good player. Their quarterback I'm sure, is getting NFL looks this season.
Yep,
The former Tiverton, the little brother Matthew, Joshua Surt. Like I can go on and on.
yep,
Mason, so many kids from Rhode Island over there, and he's not the only college. We have a
right.
lot of talent right now. Coach Willie Edwards said it's the most talent he's ever seen in his
Yeah. Oh
life.
no. Yeah. I mean, the coaches are doing the right things. They're developing kids in the right ways, and it's starting to show. It's starting to shine. And other coaches are taking notice. Colleges are taking notice. And Rhode Island's becoming a little hotbed for recruitment. And Coach McCormick and Willie Edwards and all those guys are doing a great job and keeping it alive and recruiting from Rhode Island. I you know I have total respect for Coach McCormick. I remember uh, Coach Edwards when he was playing for West Fork. I was patrolling in the town, and I go hang out and play basketball with those guys and stuff like that. And now he's coaching at Brown and doing a great job over there. So really proud to see him move along in the way that he has in his career. So I mean, these guys are doing a great job, and it helps too that you have guys like Quiddy Pay and you know guys like that get recruited big and go big and do well, at the next level. And that because that brings more recruits, more scouts into Rhode Island. You say, hey, okay, what's going on there? Maybe we missed something, so we need to look at Little Rhodey and see what's happened.
Well, yeah, you look at even Randy Moss's son, which is a product of Rhode Island high school football. You can say played here for a couple of years up in Lincoln. He's up on them NFL levels now.
Yep.
So we built the foundation. Now we just have to work together. And just produce good athletes. On these camps that they're going through, the Brown camp, the Yukon, um, the Breakthrough Academy was outstanding. So a lot of these coaches are really, really care about what they do and they care about these kids, and we just need, I can't say it enough, better leadership.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And these coaches are taking the mantle and they're running with it, and it's huge, and it's paying off dividends for these young men.
I just want to stay positive. I just hope the BS ends fast and we can just have a real season and keep these kids on the football field instead of on the streets and give them a better life. And because Mike Murray stresses it, Coach Washington stresses it. What are we going to do to stop the violence? To some of these kids go home and they're better off on the street.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really work against, because I mean the thing that we're lacking nowadays, and I don't want to get on our ministry tip, but the thing we're lacking nowadays is fathers. And it's not any fault of the fathers that are there, but they grew up without fathers. I mean, we as children, our fathers didn't have good fathers in their lives. So, it's this repeating thing that's going on where young men are growing up without the guidance and the love and the nurturing of a good father. And they become fathers and they don't know how to do it, and they're trying to wing it and figure it out. And we're just creating these generations of young men that are coming through that are just lost. So I'm really hoping, I really believe that I was brought to West Warwick to kind of help father a lot of these kids who need to have a strong role model, male role model in their lives, so that they could be the men that they're called to be. They can be real good men in our society and really make a contribution to it.
I hope we can all help. It's just too easy to quit now. Everybody's,
Yeah.
fast to quit, and getting past the fatherless homes, we know that that's an issue. So I think the
Mm.
politicians need to put more money in community centers and stuff like that. Like when I was growing up in Providence, every neighborhood had a gym that was open from 3 to 9, when Buddy Cianci was the mayor over there,
Yep.
and if that was the case, Huey Clemens might not be saying he has to collect 1,600 shell casings in a short season
Right.
already, which
Right.
is a shame. And so much, I feel so bad for the officers of Providence, they're totally understaffed, undermanned, and it's just like, and we have to stop that, we have to get more kids involved in sports, keep them in school and let them know that's the gangster. You
Yeah.
want to call yourself a G?
Yeah, exactly. Now that you remember, Mike, when we were kids, and even before us, it was even more so. But you knew everyone in your community, and everyone looked out for each other,
Hmm.
and they took care of it. It really takes a community to raise a child, and nowadays you don't have that. Nowadays, everyone's kind of singled off and doing their own thing, and no one's watching anyone else, and they're just kind of letting everything just kind of go without really saying anything. When I was a kid, neighbor next door, she'd rat me out to my mom in a heartbeat if and for good reason, but
Grab
that
you
kept
by
me
your
doing the right
ear,
thing. Yeah, exactly.
drag you
You know,
home, but I kick your little butt.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it kept
no,
us out of trouble. It
exactly.
kept us out of trouble.
We
But
had the neighbors growing the tomatoes, sweeping the sidewalks, and it's like
yeah,
even on Man Ave we had that, like there was a nice neighborhood with a big culture, of you know from Vietnamese to Polish to Irish to Cambodian, and it was a community.
right,
And
right,
now we're getting away from all that. We're getting away from a lot of things, and you
absolutely.
know what? Maybe that's poor leadership's the trend now because it seems to be going around.
Yeah, but I truly believe that we could bring it back. I truly believe that you know we can pick that mantle back up and um, change the perspective and change the curve of these young men so that they can really kind of be good contributors to whatever they choose to do in life. Whether it's football or being the next leaders, the next governor and mayors, presidents.
Yeah.
We can hopefully get a good crop that will go in and know what's going on.
Last question, and it's not sports related, but as a police officer yourself, should we have more police officers from their own community policing their communities? Would
I
that
don't.
help?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the answer, because it's hard. To be honest with you, it's hard to do your job in a community where you know everyone. Because people are people and they take advantage and they expect you to look the other way on certain things and stuff like that. So it's hard for someone to come from a community to actually, you know, be effective in that community as a police officer. Um, I just think that it's a different way of looking at policing altogether. It comes down to understanding one that I bring something to the table, and if it matters to me, then I'm gonna look at what I bring, try to deal with my biases and the things that I grew up with, that I bring to a situation, so that I can then treat everybody fairly, and I can police everybody fairly as possible. Anyway, and I think if the community see the police making that attempt to do that, the attitudes will change towards policing, and it'll be more like it was before, where it was, we respect the officer, we look to him for help, and it's somebody that you're actually happy to see coming versus someone that you're like, oh boy, I hate this guy, I hate police. They do this, they do that, and all the bad rep that we've received. I mean, if you think about it, um, if you look at all the police officers throughout the whole country, and you look at the things that's happened, and I get it, they've taken up the media space, but it's the numbers are minuscule to the guys that are out there doing bad things versus everyone else that's doing good things. The vast majority of police officers are doing good work out there, and they're doing good things. They're helping the community and keeping it safe. Unfortunately, you have a small number that make mistakes or just make bad decisions, and we see it all over the news, and it paints a bad picture for policing in general.
Well, Colonel, the Huey Clemens said, just let us do our job. We already took 26 men or women out of the Providence Police Department and we prosecuted them. Like, but you don't help with the social media stuff, let us do our job and we'll give you a better department. And I kind of agree with some of the things that Huey Clemens was saying. I was watching him talk to the city council, and there's another situation, no leadership. And
Yeah.
and it's just we just need to do better for the community. But West Warwick football, that's what it's about. Let's go. I just
Let's
wanted to
go.
ask you about the community policing and stuff, but yeah, let's go. I'm definitely pulling for you.
Thank you.
I'll definitely see you soon. I'll talk to you Saturday, and
Yes, sir.
I'm definitely gonna try to get out to that game. But West Pennington, West Warwick football, new biggest angel.
Thanks, man. Hey, God bless
All
you,
right,
brother. I'll see you
all
soon.
right. God bless
All
you
right.
too. Bye bye. Coach Penn, man, shout out to you. That game's moved to Saturday. That's what's up, man. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate Coach Fulton for tuning in, but it was past his bedtime. But this looks. Let me get that bottom banner off there. Hold on. This is Coach Pennington's schedule. West Warwick football, Tollgate, Cranston West, Tolman's bringing it. So Tolman's playing good football right now. Well, they're gonna be playing good football. They've been playing good football. Mount Pleasant High School, Coach Addison over there. St. Ray's, we know St. Ray's is built this season. They said we're coming back to snatch what's ours. Costco High School, Mount Hope, Lincoln, Westerly, Coventry. Tough schedule for Coach Pennington and his crew, man. But thank you to R&R Elite Recruits. Don't forget, tomorrow, Fans Only Sports Network. Check that game out. Don't forget, tomorrow, Can We Keep It Real podcast. And it'll also stream on Fans Only Sports Network, Situate and North Providence game. So you're going to be able to catch some football games, live action, and then we're going to have some coaches on right after. Saturday, we're going to have Coach Pennington. Tomorrow, we're going to have Coach D live from Johnston, Rhode Island. We ready. We are definitely here. Shout out to Mark Wright, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. I finally have his new ad cut. Will be up tomorrow. And it looks like the referee situation is straightened out with 13 crews. The Interscholastic League says they're ready to go. 5 guys per crew. And I can't believe they even sent me this information. Look, I got it right here. Thank you, RIIL. Shout out to you, man. It said they have 13 crews ready to go. 5 men per crew. We are short, but we are okay. But hopefully all the crews show up. If one guy don't show up, there's definitely going to be an issue. But look at that. Got my little notes from RIIL. I have what's up with the officials, and they oblige. Imagine that. I'm shocked. But shout out to 401 Strength and Fitness, man. If it ain't 401, you just is not dialed in. Thank you to Mark Wright, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Home, R&R, Elite Recruits. Check out Rody Gridiron Gym. And don't forget, youth football coming up soon.
You nervous with butterflies in your stomach, don't try to intimidate me, you couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work, he ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only captain who's sailing this championship.